Welcome everyone to this July 19th edition of What's Happening in Crypto with Crypto Lark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond. Today's top stories: big announcements out of the US Congress, hot tax news out of South Korea and Russia, and you'll never guess who says the bottom is in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin $7,338, up nearly 16% in the last 7 days. We have seen big movements across the market, and even though that is very encouraging, we are far from out of the woods yet. First big story of the day: US hearing. Crypto presents a challenge beyond hard and fast asset classifications. This was actually one of the two meetings that happened yesterday in the Congress. We had the Agriculture Committee bringing in experts from the industry to comment on cryptocurrencies. And one of the key takeaways here is that they said that actually classifications can change over time. If we look at Ethereum, for example, you might have been able to classify Ethereum as a security at its inception, but now it has actually moved into a new classification, and that cryptocurrencies present a unique challenge due to that. The Agriculture Committee went on to cite some key concerns of theirs, that, for example, only a few wallets contain the majority percentage of the Bitcoin. Of course, many of those key wallets are Satoshis that are untouched, or are exchange wallets that are not actively being used. And you do have to consider that they are not looking at the over-centralization of dollars in the hands of a very few select people. Another point they bring up is that much of the Bitcoin mining power is controlled by Chinese and Russian companies. I can see that as a geopolitical concern perhaps for them, but as a concern of the Bitcoin network overall, I don't see that as a big concern personally, but for congressmen in the United States, I could understand their concern. A separate meeting was happening over in the Finance Committee. The Federal Reserve Chairman came out and said things like Bitcoin is not a real currency. Well, I suppose the Federal Reserve Chief would assume that anything that he can't simply print more of or personally control would not be a real currency. He also says that cryptocurrencies are risky for unsophisticated investors. You know who he's talking about, right? He's talking about you. He's talking about me. We are the unsophisticated investors that need to be protected from getting rich. Of course, all the buddies over in Wall Street, they are the sophisticated investors that do sophisticated things. He also says that cryptocurrencies are great for money laundering. And of course, as we know, some of the best money launderers in the world are the guys on Wall Street, who would be good friends with the federal chief. So I assume he knows what he's talking about when he talks about money laundering. Of course, Bitcoin may not be the best for that. They might want to choose something more robust, like Zcash, for example. Somebody should tell him. Citadel CEO says Bitcoin is still a head scratcher and tells the young generation to stay away. You hearing that, guys? Stay away from Bitcoin. You might get rich. Get out of here. What are they talking about? I feel like these guys are getting out there and saying, oh, hey, don't you go buying up that Bitcoin, son. Let me just take care of it. I'm a sophisticated investor. It's okay. I'll buy the Bitcoin. I'll hold on to the Bitcoin. And in 10 years, when you're a little bit older, I'll sell it back to you, young man or young lady. What a crock of BS. Holy cow. And this guy, look at this guy. Oh my goodness. US Congressman calls for ban on crypto buying and crypto mining. If this guy had his way, the US would be pushed back into the Stone Age. What are you talking about? This guy has no idea. All the usual tropes get brought out. Yeah, it's money laundering and terrorism, and oh, Russia hacked our election using Bitcoin and blah, 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 blah. Get over yourselves, guys. It's ridiculous. And of course, thanks to opensecrets.org, we can see that his top contributor in 2017-2018 was a company called Allied Wallet. Gosh, $12,500, by the way. It is so cheap to buy Congressman. It's obscene. But they were his top contributor, so I'm unsurprised to see him out there pushing against cryptocurrencies when it, of course, directly threatens their business model. On to our next big story. South Korea not planning to get left behind legislatively, offering tax perks for blockchain startups. That is the kind of legislation that you want to see governments coming out with. That is how you get companies coming to your shores to build blockchain startups in your country. That is a very positive move for South Korea. Over in Russia, they have announced that Bitcoin owners and miners will not face separate tax laws, but will be taxed according to the normal tax laws. Again, a positive development that will really, I think, give a sense of predictability to taxation around cryptocurrencies in Russia. Japan not to be left behind either. GMO Internet will be using blockchain in their new online banking business. And of course, we do have to remember that the good old guys over at Cash, Cryptos, and Coin, all of course conglomerated together, are going to be launching a banking service built on, of course, top of distributed ledger technology. They're calling it Liquid. Definitely a 4-leader in the space. Although the COO of Stripe, not so impressed with Bitcoin, says their killer app for Bitcoin is ransomware, not payments. That might be an easy assumption to make from Washington or San Francisco or New York, but if you go over to Venezuela, if you go over to Zimbabwe, then having it as a payments option becomes incredibly valid. Not to mention, of course, that anyone can use it anywhere for a payment, and anyone can, of course, access it without having that middleman taking a cut. MasterCard, though, interestingly, wins patent for speeding up crypto payments. We see an increasing trend here. There has been a lot of interest from MasterCard, from other big companies, Facebook, for example, looking to get into blockchain technology. I feel like in 5 or 10 years, we're going to have MasterCard coin, and Facebook coin, and Google coin. I'm not really sure that's a good thing because, of course, these will all be centralized cryptocurrencies, or I would imagine so anyway, if they were to use them. But actually, the MasterCard patent is not a bad thing. They want to reduce transaction times. Company are offering a new type of user account able to transact in cryptocurrencies through existing systems for fiat currencies. This account will link a series of profiles able to identify a user's fiat currency amount, a blockchain currency amount, and an account identifier and an address. Not a bad thing overall. Companies right now, I feel like, are being offered an opportunity to make positive steps to adopt new technology and to be the thought leaders and the front runners in the adoption and the pushing forward of this technology, or they can fight it. Hopefully we find more companies that are moving the positive direction with it. Goldman Sachs' new CEO is keen on Bitcoin and crypto. The recently departed Lloyd Blankfein basically came out and said, I don't really get this whole Bitcoin crypto thing, but I'm not going to be against it either. This is actually a more positive thing. I mean, screw Goldman Sachs, but realistically, to see them being on board versus fighting it, again, it's a weird basket of allies that are coming together around cryptocurrency. But eventually, everyone's going to be using cryptocurrency. It will be so ubiquitous, it'll make your head spin. Digital currency groups. Silbert buys more Bitcoin. He is saying Bitcoin has hit the bottom for the year. If you are to believe his assumption, then the rest of the year could be very exciting without a doubt. Swticheo is partnering up with Ledger to make trading out of your Ledger wallet even easier. They'll also be looking at multi-chain and cross-chain functionality. Remember, Swticheo is going to be Neo and also Quantum in the future. And maybe we might even see more cross-chain capabilities coming forward with the Ledger. All positive steps without a doubt. The guys over at Elf will be partnering up with Republic Crypto as an expert of the Innovation Alliance. A good move for both of those companies without a doubt. And a final reminder, if you want to be in to win some limited edition Crypto Lark shirts, get over to Twitter and hit that retweet button. Or if you want to be in to win a cool Wallet S hardware wallet, make sure you go to last Friday's video and leave a comment, something like, "I'm in for the Wallet Lark." Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories in the comment section down below. Thumbs up the video, share these videos around the internet to help our community grow. Make sure you join the conversation over on Twitter as well. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.